So scientific methods. Sections on scientific methods. You've had science classes before, so none of this should be a big surprise, but a couple of important vocabulary words here. Qualitative data and quantitative data. Okay? Qualitative data and quantitative data. We have two kinds of data we're going to be collecting in science class here in chemistry. Qualitative data, what is it? Qualities. Qualitative data means qualities. Can someone please name a quality that I have? Yes? I have a goatee. Anything else? Gasper?
You sound very masculine.
I sound very masculine. So I'm a man, not a woman. Okay? Yes, Max?
You have glasses.
I have glasses. These are all qualities. What color is my hair?
Like dark, dirty brown.
Like
dirty blonde.
dirty blonde. That's a quality as well. Not something that you can kind of put a measurement to. On the other hand, quantitative data, that tells you like a measurement. It tells you how much, how tall. So let's get a quantitative measurement about me. How tall do you think I am?
6 foot. 5 foot 10.
5'5", 5'6".
I'd say like 5, 10, 5, 8 or 5, 9.
So I am 5'6½". So 5'6" is the closest, but most people aren't going to the half there. 5'6½". So that is a quantitative data. How tall I am. Difference between them. I have a measurement that I actually have to make. These are usually things you can't just look at and know. You might be able to guess how tall I am, but you guys want to get a ruler to get it out, right? To actually figure out better how tall someone is. So that's quantitative data. Hypothesis is a tentative explanation for what has been observed. So it's sort of a quick explanation of what I think. A hypothesis does not need any evidence behind it, really. It might have some research or some background or something to back it up, but it doesn't necessarily have hard evidence like, yes, we know this is true. It's just based on what I know already, this is what I think. Okay? So that is a hypothesis. Experiment. An experiment is when you control a situation to actually figure something out. Test a hypothesis. Now, in order to be an experiment, you need to break it down so it only has two variables. Good experiments should only have exactly two variables. A variable is something that changes. So in an experiment, there should only be two things changing, and that's it. Everything else should always stay the same. Okay? The two variables, the two things that are changing, they have names. All right, one is the independent variable, and the other one's the dependent variable. The independent variable is the variable that you, the researcher, the scientist, you are controlling or you are manipulating or you are specifically picking test subjects with those qualities. Okay? You are specifically picking things with those qualities. So you're in charge of picking those. The dependent variable, the other one, that is the one that you have no control over. That's the one that's changing as a result of the things that you're doing. Okay? Think of it this way, and I want you to write this down because it's really good at helping to identify which one's which. The independent variable is the cause, what you think the cause is. The dependent variable is what you think the effect is. So cause and effect. I think this causes that to happen. So I'm going to make this the independent variable, because it's the cause, and I'm going to see what the effect is and see if it actually does cause the other thing to happen. Okay? Now, there should only be 2 things changing. If there are 3 things changing, let's say I say this causes that, and then I do it, and this causes that, and something else as well. 3 things changed. The thing I was manipulating as well as a couple other things, right? I don't know exactly what was causing what. Maybe I actually did a couple of things. If I manipulate 2 or 3 things, I don't know which one would be causing the effect. So experiments have to only have 2 variables. Which one do you think causes, which one the effect is? If you've got any more than that, you can't definitively say this causes that. Okay? Conclusion. It's just a judgment based on this. You look at it and go, hey, did this cause, and the effect happened, so it worked. I think that this does cause that. Or you could say, no, it doesn't, because it didn't work out that way. Or you could say, well, other things happen, I'm not really sure. Okay? Conclusion. Questions? Alrighty. Let's see if we can apply this. So return to your homework. Experimental design worksheet. Go ahead and read the first experiment up at the top. We're going to do the entire first page together as a class. Okay? So, this experiment's about Sally, her friend Melissa. Number 1, what question is Sally trying to answer? Raise your hands. Oop. Does height affect speed? She wants to know if people who are taller are faster. Okay, so does height affect speed? Is there another way to phrase that? Casper?
Is height a direct correlation to speed?
Is height a direct correlation to speed? Nice.
Taller people run faster.
Taller people run faster. Okay? Do you have to phrase everything exactly the way I say it or someone else said it?
Yes.
No, actually, not in this case. This whole worksheet, there's going to be lots of that. Phrasing things slightly different. That's okay. I don't have the exact words as I do. All right, so the height affects speed, or faster people, or taller people faster. So we've got 2 variables. Independent variable and dependent variable. Before we identify which one's which, let's just identify the variables themselves. Like, what are the 2 things that are changing in this experiment? Alexa? Height and speed. We literally say it right here as part of our question almost. So the 2 variables are height and speed. So if you didn't have height and speed for those, or tallness and how fast they are, or something like other way of phrasing it, rethink it. Okay? So which one of those is the independent variable? Abby? The height. Okay? She's controlling for the height. Now, she can't actually make people taller or shorter. She's picking a group of people who are tall and short and all sorts of heights, and she's measuring that. That's what she's trying to take control over. Do you guys see that? She's trying to control the height. You can't really control someone's height, but she's picking people based on, I got some tall, some short. We'll see how these go. Okay? The dependent variable then, speed. Okay? How fast they are. Dependent variable will be speed, because that's the effect. Height's causing faster. Okay? Is she going to be using quantitative or qualitative data to answer this question? Casper?
Quantitative.
Quantitative. Why?
Because she's measuring someone's height, not looking at hair color or anything like that.
Yep, she's measuring height. Is she measuring something else?
Time.
Speed, right? The time that takes. Okay? Those are going to be quantitative measurements with a T. Quantitative. Not qualitative. Quality would be like hair color. Okay? She's not doing that. Other variables that are being kept constant in this experiment. Things that she's making sure don't change. Darius?
Various, but they're
Darius. Let me say it again. Darius?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all girls.
They're all girls. Okay? Luke?
They're all running the same distance.
They're all running the same distance. 1 mile. Right? Noah.
They're all probably running in the same condition,
What do you mean same condition?
like weather.
Weather. Okay, so they're doing kind of the same time. So, just write same weather. Casper?
They're all being measured in centimeters.
They're all being measured in centimeters. Oops, I'm just going to cm for centimeters. Now, we can go on this for like 5 or 6 more, I think. I would say, guys, try to get 2 or 3 down, and then kind of move on. Like, you can list them all, but some of these are only going to have 2 or 3. Some of them might have like 8 that are like written in there that you like pinpoint. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff happening in there. Questions on this? All right, guys, try the next one, please. Okay, so the second experiment is about Chris. What is Chris's hypothesis for this experiment? What do you think, Lexi? Alexis? I'm going to say it right? Alexis?
Yeah.
Okay, Alexis.
What was it?
What is Chris's hypothesis?
So if one plant gets a diet pill, then will it grow
Say it a little louder.
bigger? If one plant gets a diet pill, then will it grow bigger?
Okay, if one plant gets a diet pill, it will grow bigger, maybe?
Yeah.
So he's kind of determining that. Does it actually say he thinks it's going to grow bigger, though? You got to be careful about that. Yeah.
It said diet pills will affect the growth of plants.
Okay, so diet pills. I'm not using full sentences here, but it's just faster. Affect growth. Something on the lines of that. Now, it doesn't say whether he thinks it's going to be better or worse. You could read this and go, oh, he might think diet pills might kill it. That's a perfectly reasonable explanation from this. He might think it might help. We don't know. It doesn't actually say in the reading. So that would have been good information to know, but it didn't say it, so we're just going to go, something's going to happen. Diet pills are going to affect the growth of it. So our 2 variables in this case are the diet pills and its growth. Right? Which one's the independent variable and which one's the dependent variable? Daniel, which one's the independent variable?
The tomato plant.
That's neither variable. Remember the 2 variables are the diet pills and the growth. Let me come back to you?
Sure.
I'll come back to you. Devin, what's the independent variable?
Independent variable is all diet pill.
The diet pill, right? Cause. Remember, independent variable. What does he think might cause something? Okay, so diet pills. Dependent variable is going to be the effect. I'll come back to you.
On the height.
The height. Okay? Height of the plant. Okay, now this is something we didn't necessarily discuss yet. It asks, what's the control group? Control group's the thing you're kind of keeping normal. Okay, just to compare it to something. Noah, what's the control group?
The other plant that's not on the diet pills.
Plant that's not on the diet pills. Non-diet pill plant. Why is it important that he has one plant that's not on a diet pill? To compare it? Did he actually change anything if he just has one plant with the diet pills? No. He's got to have something with all of the exact same conditions met. Okay? Where the only thing that's different is it didn't have the diet pill. That way he can compare it and he knows the diet pill causes whatever he sees. Okay? Other variables kept constant in this. There's a bunch of them. Let's name a couple. Luke.
Same dirt.
Dirt.
The same
Sydney.
pots.
What?
The same pots.
Same pots. Darius. Same plant, both tomatoes, right? All tomatoes? Ethan.
Same location.
Same location. Anything else you guys got? Yeah, Abby. Same amount of seeds. Good? Yeah,
Same amount of
Dylan.
water.
Same amount of water. Only difference in the water is one got diet pills, though, right? The same amount of water. Okay. You, like I said, you could put a bunch of stuff here, try to get at least 2 or 3 things that he's trying to keep control. Okay, trying to keep the same constant. This is a tricky one. How many trials did he run?
8.
Did he run 8?
No, one.
Did he run 2? Did he run 4?
You only did one shot.
1?
You did all of them in one shot.
Okay, let's go back to what he did. He has 4 plants in one pot. That's diet pills. 4 plants in another pot. That's non-diet pills. So he has 8 plants total, correct? You could either say 8 trials of all of them, or you could say 4 trials of each. I would kind of go, this is like 4 trials of each. Or you could say it as there's 8 trials total. Okay? It's a little tricky here, but I would go the most kind of, not obvious, but the easiest way to understand it. 4 trials, because he's doing 4 different plants that are all identical. Okay? Basically has 4 experiments running at the same time. A trial is when you do the experiment more than once, because there might be things you're not taking into account, because it's complicated. Plants are complicated, so maybe one of them is a little higher for whatever reason. Okay, so 4 trials of each, 8 trials total. Those are both acceptable. All right, questions?